Father Gary, why is it you're so kind and sweet and nice to our wives on Mother's Day, but you're so tough on us men on Father's Day? My answer? Because one time I tried to be tough and challenging on Mother's Day, and I ain't never going to do that again. But you guys, you know you need it. And I hope you can man up this Father's Day. And if you are a woman who acts like this, who lives also under the Word of God that challenges really every human being this weekend, let the Word of God talk to you as well. I know some who do need to hear this word. I invite you to listen as well. Men, you are bullies. My brothers, you belittle, you harass, you treat sarcastically, you try to control, you use shame. The words you think and even say are often so unkind. You can be a bully, and you don't even really know it. But let me be clear. I rarely see you bully anybody else. You're too busy bullying your own self. You can be so mean to yourself, so unforgiving, so self-shaming, so unkind in thoughts and in words towards yourself. One of you said to me recently, I am so mad at myself, I want to punch myself in the face. And you meant it. The only people I have ever asked to leave the CSC were bullies. They were shamers. I promised students a long time ago I would never let them be shamed here. I would never let themselves be bullied. And I would protect them the best I know how. I would protect them. But I want to protect you too from yourself. I want to protect you who bully yourself. And so does God. I'd wager that if you bully yourself, you probably have a bullying God. Listen to the first reading. It's about somebody who is bullied, actually. I hear the whisperings of many, terror on every side. Denounce. Let us denounce him. All those who were my friends are on the watch for any misstep I ever make, any failure. Perhaps he will be trapped. Then we can prevail and take our vengeance on him. It's all about somebody being bullied. Now listen to the antidote. The antidote comes in that same reading when God says, I will be with you. But listen to the antidote of what God is saying within that and this gospel. I need you to be perfect in one way and one way only. I need you to be perfectly imperfect. I need you to let yourself make mistakes and let yourself fall. And instead of being harsh with yourself all the time, getting down on yourself and be full of anger and rage at yourself, instead, be kind to yourself when you fall and when you fail. Be compassionate to you, because the God of Jesus does not bully you or bully anyone else. The God Jesus believed in and exemplified is a God who's only kind to you and compassionate to you. Only kind, only kind to you. God knows that sometimes you're going to yell at your kids, even though you know it's wrong. And sometimes you're going to be short with your wife, even though you know it's wrong. And you're going to be a terrible example, therefore, in that moment to your kids. Sometimes you're going to want to pout, and you're going to want to run away. And you might even run away for a time, even if it's to the hardware store. You might run away emotionally, go to work because nobody's picking on you there. Nobody's making you feel like a fool at work, maybe. Sometimes you run away even physically for a while. Sometimes you will work too hard and for too long, and things are going to get out of balance at home. Sometimes your kids will indeed be cheated out of time and presence with you, from you. Just know it. Just know it when it happens. Just know it, take a breath, and say you're sorry. You're not perfect. And God makes it clear that you were never meant to be perfect. You were never meant to be perfect other than perfectly imperfect. How about giving yourself a little room to not have it all together all the time, to have a good cry? It's okay when you're scared and your anxiety comes out sideways against somebody, perhaps in anger even. The antidote is that God is with you to protect you. The antidote is right here in this gospel you just heard, that God created you. God takes care of you. Do not be afraid of those who can hurt your body, but can't hurt your soul. Look at those birds out there in the field. They're sold for just a tiny little coin. Yet not one of them falls to the ground without your Father's knowledge. You matter to God. So don't be afraid. You're worth so much more than even those sparrows God takes care of. God is in it with you, and in it for the long term with you. That's the antidote to the way you treat yourself when you fail. Right there. Listen up. Listen to God and what God says in other places in the Bible. Catch this, dads, and any of you who need to hear this, please. The godly man may trip 7 times. Now, you and I know, we all know 7 times means an infinite amount of time. 70 times, 7 times, it means millions of times. The godly man will trip, fall, fail 1,000,000 times, but he will get up again. That's the godly man. The one disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked man. One disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. Being a father means allowing your mistakes, permission to be human. The test of a godly dad, a godly man, a godly person is not will he mess up. Every dad will mess up. They will all mess up. All of us, without exception, will mess up. But the test is, will he get up again? Will you get up again when you messed up? Does that dad have the courage and the resilience to get up again? The test is, will he get up? Will he get up and go upstairs and say, hey, I'm sorry to the girls, to his little girls that he just yelled at? Will he get up and go to his wife and put his arms around her? And even if she pushes his arms away, still tell her how much he loves her. too many dads think that if they just mess up one time, they're a total loser. WashU students seem to do the same number on themselves. But if they don't start hearing this now, they're going to be the same kind of dad someday themselves. So now's the time to take this word to heart. WashU students, all of us without exception, why are you bullying yourself for your failures? I make a lot of mistakes as the father of this community. But I got to tell you, at night, one of my last prayers, and maybe it took me close to 70 years now to come to this so clearly, but actually I've been doing it for about 5 years because it's just true. One of my last prayers of the day, every single night, is, God, whatever I messed up today, and notice, God, I didn't say if, whatever I messed up today, please fill in the cracks, repair the damage, and let them know your perfect love somehow, some way through my imperfect love. My friends, can you just tell how good it is to have a God who's big enough to make up for my mistakes and repair the world? And the freedom it gives me, and I hope all of us who begin to think like these readings are telling us to, you don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be perfect. Somebody else may put that on me. I don't have to be perfect. Dads, if you look at the Bible, you're not going to see one single dad in this whole book who did not mess up, and I mean mess up big time. You're not a bad father because you messed up. Look at David and Jacob and Noah and all the rest. Every dad in the Bible messed up and messed up big time. A good father is not a father who doesn't mess up, but a father who gets up again. That's a good father. And as I've said before, these pandemic days, none of us are at our best right now. And it's okay that you're not at your best right now. But it's not okay if you get down on yourself because of it. It's not okay if you rant against yourself and lay awake at night, replaying the scenes, beating yourself up. Why did I say that? Why didn't I do that? How did I forget that again? How could I have, whatever. Men, you have it in you to get back up again. You have it in you to fall. That's a given because you're a creature and you're human. You have it in you to fall, and you have it in you to get up again. And even if you've been sulking for 15 years, you have what it takes to get back up again. That's the godly man. The Bible tells us in another place, we all fall short of the glory of God. All of us? Well, yeah. That's the given, you guys. Men, women, children, students. We all fall short of God's glorious standard. Wives, the Bible tells you your husband will fail you. Kids, the Bible tells you your dad will fail you. The expectations dads have on themselves to be perfect all the time, to get it right all the time, are oftentimes because we make it sound to them like they should be by the way we treat them when they fail. That's not fair if that's how they were made. We all feel crushed by failures. Why do we add to the crushing? And perhaps a gentle challenge to you moms. And I mean this because it came to me from a mom. One time I was giving a talk to a ladies' club group in a parish, and I opened it up to questions in the end. And one of the young moms there said something that really struck me, and because it was so humble and so real. Why is it I'm so kind and affectionate to my sons, but not my husband? The best Father's Day gift we can give our dads this year is to let them be imperfect. And maybe instead of yelling at them, we could try encouraging them. And they might even learn from you, their wives and their kids, that maybe now they can let themselves be a little better, a little more perfect at being imperfect. There's not a day that goes by, I, the father of this community, if you will, that I don't fail somebody. I hurt feelings, and I made a bad decision. As the father here, it is fairly inevitable. My default? Sorry. Didn't mean to be human. You owe me that. And frankly, I owe you that.